Welcome, everybody, to another Titan Master session. And today we are going to talk about finances. Today we have as our guest our Titan Master of Finance, Jonny. And Jonny is also the CEO of movebynumbers.com. Hey, Jonny, welcome to this session.
Thank you, Stefan. It's a pleasure being here.
Absolutely. So I think finance is a very important topic within any business, and it's sometimes overlooked on how important it is. And today we're going to talk about actually, and I'm going to actually already add this slide here. So we're going to talk about how to maximize profits and best practices and projections, like how to deal with that. Because I know for a fact I had I don't have like the best relationship with finances and numbers and money and so on. But profit is definitely one thing that is, yeah, for me, very important for a lot of businesses as well. But how to really do that, how to maximize profit, and what should you look at, and all of these kind of things. And Jonny, yeah, you were working with a lot of businesses on their finances. So I think you are the best person really to talk about this. So I will let you do all the talking here. And if there's any questions, if you're watching live and if you have any question for Jonny, then put it in the comments and we will bring it live in the session. Okay. So, Jonny, take it away.
Thank you, Stefan. Yes, so first off, a short, let me see where I have it. Uh, Here, yes. So, I'm Jonny Boström, the founder and accountant of the consultant company Move by Numbers. We work with international clients. We support them in setting up and running their business in Sweden. And help them so they can focus completely on their business. And in that also lies that we need to be able to communicate with them so they understand their figures and how to get the most value out of it. We're a bit strange because we try to also not only work with finance, we also are dancers. So we try to combine those two. And we do that in our communication to make things more fun. And we think that is a winning concept to reach out and show our passion, because we have a passion for dance and for accounting and finance. So today we are to talk about profit. So what is profit? This is a communication I have had with several of my clients. They say, you say I made 500,000 in profit. I don't really understand. Where is my money? I only have 10,000 in the bank. Where is the profit? And to be able to answer that, you actually need to do cash flow analysis. And you need to also understand to separate between money in, money out, and the accounting profit. So let me show you like this. You have income, that is money you receive, money in. Then you have cost, money you pay. And the result you have is money in the bank. Many entrepreneurs, not most, think that this is my profit. So when you have a lot of cash in the bank, yeah, business is doing great. But that is not the true case, because you also need to consider that maybe you have received payment for things that you haven't delivered yet. Maybe you have paid for something that you haven't received yet, like you pay rental in advance. So to sort that out, that is why we in accounting talk about revenue, and that is money that you have earned in a time period like 1 month or 1 year. And then you have expenses, and that is what did it cost for us? What was the actual expenses for delivering those revenue. Like you can have consultants, you can have payroll, you can also have, like, as I said, rental. And this gives you profit. So I just wanted to start by saying that there's different ways to define profit. So you could also put it like this. There is profit in accounting. That means the profit that is shown in your accounting. And to do the accounting, you need to follow all the standards. And where you have, depending on the country where you operate in, you have different set of rules, how you should adjust those figures to the accounting standards. Then you have taxable profit. In some countries, profit in accounting and taxable profits are basically the same. In several countries, they are not. So from the profit in accounting, you do adjustment to get the taxable profit. And to you, if you run a business, you need to ask yourself, is this really relevant for me? The profit in the accounting, because it says that I did a loss, but I felt like I earned money. I must be doing something right. Also, that the profit that you pay the taxes on, you could have setups to different reserves to minimize the tax, but that will not show you the true profit. So I would say that you need to focus on the profit from your business based on your definition of revenue and expenses, and maybe adjust to, okay, this I need for accounting purposes, we need to do it like this. But for my follow-up and understanding of the business, where do I really earn the money? Maybe you need to adjust it. What you should do, you should, of course, look at what is the profit per client. So you can sort out the clients that are maybe not that profitable, or you can have a good conversation with them and saying, dear client, I'm sorry to tell you, you're not profitable for me. We need to change the setup, how we do things. What you also should do is you should look at profit per service or per product. Do you know exactly where, which service or which product where you earn money that is really profitable? If you don't, then you need to consider. And of course, when you do the accounting, the setup and the follow-up, you need to understand what data to collect to be able to do these kind of analysis. One easy way for entrepreneurs to get started is to use this methodology called profit first. So if you don't care about accounting, that is too difficult for you, then maybe you should start by just adding several bank accounts. And then you use the different bank accounts to set money aside immediately. So if you say, yeah, I want to have 10% profit. The first thing when you get the payment from your client or customer, you put aside 10% in the specific bank account. Also, since you need to pay VAT and taxes, you do some sort of calculation and put them aside, because then you know, I have already set that aside. If I move on and see, what is accounting? What is the purpose of it? It is, of course, a system to satisfy regulators, to be able to draw out reports to send them and tell, yeah, this is how my business is operating. And it is also a basis for taxation, to be able to deliver all the specifications and all the things that is needed for them to make an assessment of your business and calculate your taxes. But it is also a tool to measure your success and goal achievement. I usually say like this: if you only were to satisfy the first two, the regulators and for the taxation purpose, then you could have quite simple, basically, accounting. You only need to have like 10 accounts, nothing more, because you don't need to divide it into different things. What you should do, however, is that you should start by asking yourself, what do I want to follow up? What's most reasonable for me to focus on? Because you should set it up in the way that you can follow your different clients and your different products. So I suggest when you do the accounting setup, it should reflect your business. You should set up the accounts, the cost center, products and projects, and all of that is relevant for you. And this is where you might need an accountant to help you get started, to sort this out. And of course, I would advise you to use a standard online accounting software and use one which have interfaces to banks and authorities, just to make life easy. And if you are hiring an accountant to support you with this, then of course you should have access to the system, and you should have your provider support you in telling you how to look at the figures, how to do the analysis, just to make sure that you understand all the basics, and also if you're profitable or not, where you're profitable, who is the client that gives you the most profit, and what products or services should you really sort of keep, which one should you try to modify or even let go. And if you set up the accounting like this, then it's quite easy to make projections, to do budgets and forecasts based on the history, because then you have all the data you need. So that, please don't spend time like in sorting too much for items that doesn't matter, like should postage and mobile be in different accounts? It doesn't matter, I would say. Do I need to split into this and this? Always you should ask yourself, yes, if it simplifies my reporting to the authorities, of course we can do it, but always use your judgment and be quite critical, I would say. On the other hand, you should understand this is the service I deliver. This is the product I sell. Okay, how much does it cost for me to deliver the service, the product? Can I put that into the accounting so I easily can see, okay, product A gives me this profit, product B, this. And also the same with services. And if I jump to common mistakes that entrepreneurs makes with respect to profit. So as I tried to say first, money in the bank is not profit. It's just money in the bank. Most of it might not even be yours. You have sort of borrowed it from the tax authorities, or you need to pay your suppliers. If you sell services and you charge by the hour, then there is no way for you to sort of build growth and have because there is only so many hours that you can deliver actually. You do the invoicing in arrears after you have delivered everything. Then you do the invoicing. And you do the invoicing only once a month or even less. that means that you build up quite much, that this is sort of working process that you haven't built yet. This, not only is it like you hope that your client will pay you, but also you need to calculate also now when the interest rates are going up, that you borrow them money basically, because first you don't invoice for 1 month, and then they have like the payment terms, 10 days, 30 days. So you can have up to 2 months that you sort of borrow them money. You lend them money without charging any rent, interest. Do you take on all clients without any plan? Yes, they ask me for my services. Yes, I will do that. Maybe you shouldn't do that. I will get back to that. You don't have a pricing strategy. You look around and see, okay, this is what my competitors are charging. So maybe I can take the same. Yeah, it could be some good money, but maybe you overestimate what you will earn and underestimate how much time you need to spend in it, or how much it costs to buy all the products before you deliver them. And you need to know how much you need to sell to reach break even for your business. That is like the baseline. Because if you know that, okay, if I need to sell 10 of these products, or I need to sell 10 of these service packages just to get around, then you know, okay, if I, on the other hand, sell 20, I will make a lot of profit. And you need also to follow up and do analysis of the services and products that you have delivered. Are they profitable? And you need to do this on a regular basis. And the best thing is if you have a partner, or if you have like a colleague where you can bounce these ideas, just to try to understand, is there a way to make it profitable or not, or how should we do it? So what should you do to avoid these? As I mentioned earlier, if you use the profit first methodology to help you understand that not all money in the bank account belongs to me, some belongs to the tax authority, and also I want to set aside the profit first. You should base the prices that you charge on the value delivered. And it's easy to say, it's super hard to do, but you should go down that path. Because if you are selling services and you charge by the hour, then basically what you are saying is that the worse I am, the longer it will take for me, the more expensive it will be for you as a client. And since you only should charge the number of hours that you actually have been working on a client, you can't sort of add hours if it's very super quick job for you to do it, or you can't remove if you think, oh, I can't charge all of this to the client, because then you're fooling yourself, and basically both of them is not good. And if you add hours, it depending on what you have written in the contract, it might even be fraud. But on the other hand, if you base it on the value that you deliver, and you have an agreement up front before you start the work, then the client doesn't care how long it actually takes, because they want to get hold of your knowledge, your experience, because you have done this several times before. That is what they are paying for, the value. So I advise you that all the services should be invoiced at a fixed fee. And to set the fixed fee is not something that you can learn how to do easily, but you should definitely take that path, and you learn as you go along, and you get better and better. And yes, some clients you will maybe lose some money on, but other clients you will be very profitable, because they will pay you for the value that you deliver. And if you have done something several times, you will be better, you will have more experience, and also you will find ways to work smarter. And the client, they will be happy, because you will be able to focus on their business and give them advice, additional advice that you can charge. You should invoice upfront. Why should you be the bank to your clients? So if you have agreed that this is the price that you pay, we have based it on the value, and there's a specific, I will get back to that. And then you should do the invoice upfront. So you don't invest a lot of working hours for a client that doesn't even pay. And you should do the invoicing more regularly, at least once a week, or every time that you have finished, or even better, when you have started the job, since you will do invoicing upfront. So when you will start the job, then you will send the invoice. Also, you should not take on all the clients. Maybe at first, when you have a growing business and you need to have clients, but what you should do is that you should define and know your niche market. And you should only, over time, work with only accepting ideal clients, clients that you want to work with. You should also have a clear pricing strategy. By that I mean that, is it all included in one package? That will be very hard to set the price. Can you break it down to small packages, like one that is ongoing, like subscription fee, and then you have add-ons depending on what they need? And of course, you should have an ongoing dialogue with the clients, so they can sort of expand the service package or decrease it depending on how they are moving along in their business, if they need more help, or if they are sort of slowing down the business. And as I mentioned earlier, you need to know the break even for your sales. And of course, you should have set a goal that you will start backwards with, actually. So you should start by saying, this is the profit I want to have. And then you should break it down. So you have at least monthly goals where you can see, okay, I need to have this many clients delivering these kind of services, this many services and these kind of products to them each month to reach that. And of course, you should use accounting to analyze the profitability per delivered services and products, meaning that if you set it up correct, you don't need to do any manual hustle just to collecting all the data. So this was basically what I had planned to share with you. Please reach out if you have any questions. I'm not sure, Stefan, if you have received any questions?
Well, I have some questions, Johnny.
Yes.
I think this is very valuable for a lot of people, a lot of business owners out there, and it very aligns to what we have been saying within technology as well. And I really love the profit first methodology. If people don't really know about that methodology, there's a book out there that is called Profit First. So
Yes.
definitely go check that out. It's very good. The question about that would be, if you say, okay, profit first, I agree, you should set aside 10% of your profit in a different bank account. But what if somebody says to you, yeah, but Johnny, I don't even know if I will even make profit this month. So what do I do if I'm not making profit and I've already set aside 10%? What do I do? Then I cannot pay my bills anymore.
The thing is that if you use that methodology, you will very easily see very fast, I'm not making profit.
Yeah.
Because if you set them aside on a specific account, then you, to be able to pay your bills, you need to take from that money. That gives you,
Oh
that
yeah.
is a clear signal to you, okay, hold on a moment here. I
Yeah.
need to cut my expenses, or I need to get more clients to be able to pay this, depending on what kind of expenses it is. If it's like fixed price, how do you say? If it's like expenses that is not related to how much you sell, like rent.
Yeah.
But if it's like materials or services for you to be able to deliver your services, then you need to rethink your business model. And the good thing with this is that you give a very quick view
Mm.
of, am I heading in the right direction? And
That's
maybe you
true.
need to sort of uh, lower your ambition a bit,
Yeah.
just to build up the finances to be able to take on more.
So
So
this is a good point actually, to make it more visible what how your finances look like. Like if you would put it all on one bank account, then you have like suddenly a big number on your bank account, and you would think like you have a lot of money, you can spend a lot, and then after a couple of months you see like, oh my god, where, like you said in the beginning, where is all this money, right? But if you
yeah.
put,
So
yeah,
because it's a true story. I had several of my clients who were asking me that question, and then I set it up and like, okay, we started by this. You earned
yeah,
500,000, but wait a minute, you paid to the supplier 200,000, and then you invested in assets. You bought a
mm,
computer and a car for 150, and then you had like you tied it up like in receivables for invoices sent that you haven't not been collecting yet.
mm,
So that is why you only have 10,000 in a bank account.
yeah, yeah, that's a good point. I also liked the point about not charging per hour. I also understand that that's not easy to do for a lot of people out there. It is definitely also something that we say to a lot of business owners: stop charging per hour. And this is
Yes.
where it comes from. A lot of people that maybe have been in a freelancer status, if they want to break free of that freelancing status, they have to stop charging per hour.
Yeah.
And also the pricing strategy. So how would you, if you encounter somebody that is charging per hour, how would you explain to them, look, actually you're doing yourself a disservice. Your profit will not really go up very quickly because you're doing this. What is the kind of responses that you get from people if you say to them that they should change towards like a fixed fee instead of charging per hour? What do they say
You
to you?
mean clients that want to switch to fixed
No, like
prices, or
clients come to
clients that want
you.
to build? Yeah.
So
So,
clients
so
come to you and you help them out and you say to them, look, if I would be you, you should stop charging per hour because your profit will not be, you will not grow as fast as if you would do it by a fixed fee.
Yeah.
Like, do
So
they understand that?
yeah. So the thing is that if you're charging by the hour, I would say there is no motivation at all, no initiative for you to work on how you deliver things.
Mm.
You don't need to do anything. You just you can even start to love papers
Yeah,
because it takes a lot of time and you
yeah,
charge by the
yeah,
hour.
exactly.
But if you say like, okay, uh, I get this amount for this job. If I do it the old way, it will take me 10 hours to do that job. But wait a minute, if the data collection, if I can reduce that with 3 hours, with different software, smarter solutions, and even more simplify, if we should like handle invoices,
Mm.
could we start by, instead of saying, okay, how can we process them quicker? You should start by first asking, could we reduce the number of invoices instead?
Yeah,
Could we go to the suppliers and say, please invoice us only once a month,
yeah,
and then cut it in half.
yeah,
So then you start to think, how can we make it a more efficient way?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
this you need to do before, because my business accounting, but several other business also have this big monster digitization,
Yeah,
automation. And if
yeah,
you charge by the hour and still do it, and then later try to switch to fixed
yeah,
prices, then clients will know that, yeah, well, now it's only take you 5 hours to
yeah.
do
Hmm.
this job. I will only pay you for 5 hours. But
Exactly.
if it normally takes 10 hours and you know that I can reduce it to 5, and you can you can set the fixed price based on 8 hours, then you will have a profit.
Hmm.
So that is the mindset you should have, because if you charge by the hour, you should still, but that is for internal purpose, just to understand, okay, and you should then start to calculate, because you have this KPI called uh, average hourly rate,
Hmm.
and that is the total amount that you invoice to your client divided by the number of hours you spent in delivering.
Hmm.
And if you have charging by the hour, well, basically that is your rate that you charge by the hour. That is will be that. But if you have like this uh, fixed price where you agree upon the value, and that is a special methodology in itself, to sell to the client at a fixed price, to help them understand what is the value that I deliver, even if it's such boring things as mandatory regulatory reporting,
Yeah.
like taxes, like annual report. If you know how to sell it, then you can add on services, because you need to
Exactly.
help the client to understand the value of what you deliver. Um, and if you do it, then you have the add-on. So when you're working with uh, professional service or any other service, you need to be quite strict. What is included in the fixed price, and not over deliver.
Mm.
That is scope creep, when clients want to squeeze things in. And you can say, sure, I can help you with this request from the tax authority, but we will charge you this for that. And they will say, okay. And also, you need to be able to sell in. So, like in the old days, when I was in accounting, I was, yeah, dear client, when I did your annual report, I realized, and the taxes, I realized that you did something wrong in last year in the taxation. I fixed it for you. So you got here 100,000 back. And they say, okay, thank you. I didn't even charge for it. But if I say, like, if I don't deliver it, and instead have a talk with them, okay, we did your accounting, we did your taxes. While we were doing the taxes, we saw something. We saw that you might be able to get 100,000 back because things that you didn't deduct last year. What is 100,000 means to you? Would you be able to take holiday for first time in a year, for the first time since you started the business? Or what is it worth to have them express it? And then you say, we can support you with getting that money back. And our charge for that is 5,000. And they will say, yeah, definitely. So that is how you sell additional services, and the client appreciate the value that you bring, and you also get a profitable business.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. 100%. Yeah. If the customer sees the value and they see the cost of not doing it, then it's a no-brainer for people to give you the money actually. But if you
Yeah,
just do it by the hour, you will never take that extra step towards the customer to do that, because you charge per hour, so there's only that much space and the customer doesn't want to pay more and blah blah blah. So you get yourself stuck in a situation where you're not even wanting to do that. So yeah,
yeah,
difference between the two is huge, and people need to understand that. I agree with that
yeah.
100%. Good, Johnny. If there is any other questions that from people that are watching live or in the recording, put them in the comments below, and we will come back to that now or on later date. Johnny, some last words to close this off. What comes up into your mind?
Oh, so many. No, but it's I understand that not everybody is such a passionate for accounting as I
Yeah.
am, and the figure, because for me it's like I always translate. If clients come to me and say different prospects, or that they were what's going on in the business, I translate that into accounting and figures. And I understand that not all people work like that,
Yeah.
or triggered by that. So I would say that you should focus on things that makes more joy and more sense to you. And you should, when you start a business, you should get support in the areas where you feel like, it's holding me back. I don't want to do this. It's too complicated. It could be accounting. It could be building a web. Could it be anything, actually? Because you should focus on delivering good value to your clients, and also that you have a joy in delivering.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Good way to end this session. Now, this is not going to be the last session that you hear from Johnny in Technology. He will be back. So if you have any questions in the future about finances, about accounting, about profit, you can always put them in our communities on LinkedIn, but also you can join the Titan Out and Proud Business Hub for a 7-day free trial. You can join and you can get in there and ask these questions to Johnny himself and to all of our other Titan Masters that are in our Out and Proud Business Hub. So that's it for today. I want to thank everybody for watching, for listening, for being here, and we will see each other very soon again. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you.